everybody, I'm Tom Vasel.
And I'm Ruby.
Hey, quick question here. Okay, good. A couple people mentioned this here. Yeah, sorry, this video is private for whatever reason. It's now public, so I see a fewer people might see this. Today in America is Memorial Day, where we honor all those who have given their lives for freedom, and I do honor them and appreciate those. And if you are related to someone who has given their life for freedom, we appreciate you and we want to say thank you. It is a holiday though, so it's off. The Dice Tower is closed currently today. Well, not closed because I'm here, but I'm only partially working. I came in to record a few videos, but the whole Vasel family is here to do a picnic. So when we're done here, we're going to eat. And we've been playing some games, and Ruby's the only one who wants this to be on video.
Well, they all stopped playing board games, so I was kind of bored.
Yes, all right. Well, before we do that, before we jump into Ruby and your Q&As and stuff, I've been asked a lot of questions about this sort of thing. So let's first of all say congratulations to Holly, who's all the way there on the left. Class of 2022, graduated from high school. This was, we made a little displays for her. You can see her picture and some various thingamabobbers and some miniatures that she painted, which we had to keep explaining to people what that was. But I thought it was cool enough to show off. But I know no one cares about that. People care about this, right? I am now a grandfather, and Ruby is an aunt. A squashable aunt.
What?
Here's my daughter Melody and her husband Nick and the baby. Yay! And there's the baby himself, Jack Oliver Gilbertson. So you can see the information that no one cares about, the weight and the height. Everyone cares about it, they ask about it, but no one ever knows why they ask about it. People are like, how heavy was the baby? I'll be like, 8 pounds, 2 ounces. And then people say, oh, not so big, normal or heavy. It doesn't really matter. It's just a question you ask people. I highly recommend not asking other people like, hey, I'd like you to meet my husband. Oh, cool. What's his height and weight? Anyhow, I'm a grandfather. You're an aunt. I still haven't seen the baby, but my wife saw the baby and got to spend a lot of time with it. I'll see the baby at Dice Tower East in a month. Not too far away. A month!
Scare me.
A month! Dice Tower East. All right, so Ruby's only going to be here for a few minutes, so if you have any questions for Ruby, those will be the ones we'll go through first. Ruby is going to, what grade are you going to?
8th.
All right, all right. 5 more years till freedom. Sorry, I was thinking about something.
Still going to have Jimmy and Clara.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So I'm going to skip a lot of questions. I will not be at the UK Games Expo. Twice as Dice Nice says they got First Rat because of the family review. First Rat's pretty fun. I played it again this weekend.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Without spoilers, what did you think of the first 2 episodes of Kenobi? Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I know.
You don't remember it?
I mean, I kind of do.
Ruby's not a huge Star Wars fan.
Not really.
You like Mandalorian.
That was fun.
That's mostly because you like Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
What food are we having at our picnic? Hamburgers, hot dogs, chips, potato salad. It's very, very basic.
Yeah, basic barbecue.
But when we're done, if Robert is here is open, and I'm not sure if they are or not, we're going to go have a smoothie. And if they're closed, well...
Everyone will forget by that point anyway.
That's true. Let's see. Ruby, what is your current favorite game?
Board game? Adventure Tactics.
And what's your current favorite video game?
Like ever?
Yeah, like ever.
That's hard. Probably like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Really?
We played the game like 6 times. How is that much a surprise?
Well, no, I've seen you play, the Animal Crossing for like 600 years.
Yeah, sorry, not that much anymore.
You're done with it?
Stardew Valley's better.
Stardew Valley you like better?
What do you think I've been playing for like the past
I bought you
month?
Stardew Valley for like 6 months before you even started playing it.
Well, that's because I thought it was hard, and now I learned. I was just stupid.
Oh, okay.
I got exhausted way too quickly.
Let's see here. Does Ruby play any musical instrument?
I tried playing piano and then stopped.
We should probably start that up again.
Yeah.
All right.
I was the only one who really did it for an elongated period of time, though. Until Jimmy started playing it again, and then we were just constantly fighting over who would play it.
What's your favorite playground game?
Playground?
No one ever asked me that.
I think the one I played the most, probably Dead Man.
What's
I
Dead
have to
Man?
say, are you serious? We used to play this constantly.
Okay, what's Dead Man?
One kid would close their eyes and try tagging someone. You would have to see the crazy places we climbed up to.
So it's like Marco Polo, but not in water?
Yeah, and you couldn't touch the ground. We actually had to ban some places, like on the monkey bars, because it was too dangerous for the person to get there.
You have to close your eyes and climb up the monkey bars?
Well, no, that's why we banned it.
Oh.
Then again, there were some other crazy places, like
Well, my favorite playground
we
game.
used to hang underneath the stairs. And and behind the rock climbing wall. Yeah, everyone was idiots, especially the time when Jet fell off and hurt his back. Yeah, I was like 7. That was not a good idea.
Okay, well anyway, I don't know about any of that. My favorite playground game is Capture the Flag.
I haven't played that in a long time. Then again, I haven't played much.
What does it feel like to be an ant now? Do you feel any different?
No,
Okay.
I forgot, honestly.
What type of games do you like playing the most?
Party games, definitely.
Really?
Are you serious? Do you think well, I mean, I wouldn't say the ones I think are the best are
You just
party
said your
games,
favorite game. Oh, okay. All right.
but
so today
I
we
do
played.
prefer them.
Today we played 2 new games. A game called Topic and a game called I don't remember the other game
I
it's
like
called.
games where I can laugh.
Where you're like drawing stuff in people's hands. But then we played Dodo's Riding Dinos,
That
of
was
which
fun.
was really funny. Except I mean, everyone was. My wife was losing by like a mile.
I sucked at dropping meteorites.
Wait, who won? Holly won.
Yes.
Holly did win that. And then we also played, well, I didn't play, but you guys have been playing for a long time. They're playing Just One. Over and over and over
It's
and over
fun.
and over. Well, I know. I'm just saying you
I
played it
think
a
one
lot.
of the reasons I like party games so much is because like there's no wait.
Has your dad ever gotten mad when you beat him in a game?
I mean, maybe jokingly, but not really. I have, for sure. Like dozens of times.
I don't know that I've ever gotten like really mad about
Yeah.
losing a game in a long time.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I get very mad at games quite a lot. Especially if if it's constantly happening. Like, remember that pizza game? Oh, I was not happy.
What game do you beat your dad at the most?
The most? I mean, we don't really play that many games multiple times to really tell. What game do you think I would?
I know you didn't beat me at is the
Chess.
Kingmaker game. Oh, what was
Yeah.
that game called? The checkered one.
I forgot what it was called.
King's Court.
We just
King's
we
Court.
just refer to it as chess or checkers. I still don't remember the difference. Chess is the
Chess
one
has
we
a king
had.
and a queen and a knight and a rook and a
Oh
pawn.
my word! I thought
which
it
I
was
do not
the
play
circle
with my
once
kids.
again.
And then checkers just has the piece that jump over each
It's
other.
always so
King's Court
complicated
is
because-
super checkers.
Yeah, I always get those mixed up because chess is the simpler word, so you assign that with the simpler game.
Well, fine. Well, then don't ever play Go. Go is the easiest word there is, and the game's very complicated. But we often at our house, we've played a lot of King's Court. King's Court is like a super checkers variant, which is really fun.
Yeah.
What is your favorite anime that you wish your dad would watch too?
That I wish you would watch?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard. I don't know. Like, there isn't a lot that I would, like, prefer watching with you, especially considering when you started watching One Punch Man, I regretted it immediately because you said that you only wanted to watch one episode a day. And
think
then
that's
you did it, like, once a week.
That's a legitimate
We
thing.
finished it in, like, a month when I wanted to finish it in a few days.
That is how normal people watch TV.
No, that's how you do it. I mean, I feel like the only animes I would really watch with you are comedies. And considering those are the only animes you watch.
That is true. I can't
there isn't a lot you find funny in anime.
I can't take drama. It's too ridiculous.
Like what?
Over the top weeping and crying and, oh, I dated your mother's clone.
I'm sorry, what?
There's all kinds of weird stuff. And then they sit there and they go, ah! And then whenever they cry, they get real small. Suddenly they're like a small version of a normal person. They'll show like a chibi version.
Oh.
And then the big giant tears come and fill up the room.
Oh, you're talking about My Hero Academia?
All of them.
Oh, trust me. The My Hero Academia story is great, but like 80% of the characters suck.
All right.
Me and Vi both agree on that.
There's a game called Haunted Chocolatier. It's a new game, but from Stardew Valley. Meh. All right. Let's see here. Do you read comics like your dad, or do you prefer manga?
Comics? I mean,
Like I read the Marvel and DC.
Oh. I mean, I read a lot of online comics.
Yeah, they don't-
and I do read I mean, it depends. I usually read the manga when either Violet's like, hey, I can't take these spoilers anymore, or everybody's like, read the manga. Don't watch the anime, read the manga. Cough, cough, promise.
Yeah, you never read the Marvel or DC stuff.
Oh, no, never.
Let's see here. I don't think you like Demon Slayer. No, I hate it. I don't understand why that woman is eating a cucumber. I know it's bamboo. I'm just messing with you.
That day still makes me laugh when you were like, oh, I saw that anime girl in American Girl store. And it's like, which one you said? She had a cucumber in her mouth. I was like,
Fine, it's a piece of bamboo, whatever.
you could have said green thing. Also, I was thinking like in her mouth, so I was very confused.
I don't think Ruby's ever played Flux because I've never taught it to her.
Sounds familiar, but not really.
It's like a really random game. Sometimes you like random games, but not very often.
Yeah. Violet can't understand the fact that just because something's a bad game doesn't mean I don't want to play it.
What do you do? What do you want to do for work when you grow up?
Being an artist.
So she wants to be
Something
poor.
in the... What did you say? What do I do 90% of the time?
No, that's fine. You can be whatever you want. I just was kind of hoping one of the kids would want to be like a rich millionaire. But no. Ruby does like drawing all the time. She draws and does a good job at it.
An unhealthy amount, honestly.
Well, then calm down on it. All right. You know, it's funny. People keep asking, how do you feel being an aunt? Or they ask me, how do you feel being a grandfather? I know that's a question that people ask because you don't know what else to say, but that doesn't really mean anything. No one's like, you know what? Today I became a grandfather.
And I am exceptionally more happy because of that.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm happy that Melody had a kid, but nothing's really changed. If they're not constantly in my life, I'm going to forget. I forget a lot of things. Trust me, almost everyone in our family will say the same thing. Maybe Mommy won't, because she actually met the child.
I think about it.
I don't. I'm sorry. I feel like I should be more excited, but at the same time, it doesn't change anything, really, other than the fact that everyone's constantly pushing it in my face. Like, I don't care.
All right, before I get feedback, I am not discouraging Ruby from being an artist. I do think be what you want to be.
Yes. Especially considering I think I'm the only one who's actually decidedly like, yes, I want to do this.
Well, Amy's doing graphic design.
Oh, yeah. You have a lot of artist children.
And Holly wants to be a teacher. And Violet doesn't know what she wants to do.
What? No. Yes, she does.
What? Oh, artist, too.
Yeah.
Well, I asked her, she always goes, I don't know.
Really? She used to want to be a scientist. Now, it's hard to believe that she wanted that. Like, the scientist is not... You need to be very smart, and everyone in our family.
Says you should draw... This person says you should draw your own dice person.
Nah, I'm not good with blocky shapes. I hate drawing.
I'm out of questions for you already. People do not know what to ask you.
Like, I'm terrible at perspective. I once tried drawing a shelf. I nearly went insane trying to align it with the wall.
Well, school's done for you, right? Or you have a test or two to take off? 4 tests? All right. You should take them tonight. I'm kidding. Okay, so so school's out, basically. You're finishing up this week. Summer is here. Florida got hot like yesterday. It feels like it.
Yeah.
It got really hot really fast.
It's sad because like we were drawing chalk on the sidewalk and the next few days it rained.
I'll tell you what.
Now it's just splotches there.
Florida is very hot in the summer, but so is everywhere else. I'm always amused when people are like, Florida's so hot. But Florida feels great almost all the time.
Yeah, like I've seen so many places where they say that everybody comes down to Florida to feel the heat, and I'm like, not really.
Also, look
sometimes.
at this child wearing a jacket all the time. I know, because you think the air conditioning is cold.
Yes, it is.
It's
70 is a maniacal temperature on a constant basis.
It's not, first of all.
And the fact is, you don't turn it up in the winter.
No, and I'll tell you why. Because 70 is 70. It's always 70. 70 doesn't suddenly get colder.
It is when the outside is also cold.
Actually,
there's nowhere warm then.
70, I don't like. At our house, we run our house at 75. Actually.
Really?
I run the studio at 70 because there's a lot of people working here, and because the studio we're in here is about 5 degrees warmer, so it's like 75 in here right now.
Yeah, this is like the warmest place in here.
Yeah.
Other than the bathrooms, I think.
Well, okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
I don't say I do the best at it, but it's definitely the one I enjoy the most. History, actually.
Oh, I thought you were going to say math, but all right.
Oh, no. I mean, I do kind of well in math, but no, I don't like doing it. No one does.
What's your favorite Bible story?
Huh, that's a tough one. Maybe the story of Esther. I always liked that. She's my favorite Bible character, actually.
All right. Who do you like playing games with in your family the most?
Depends on the type of game, honestly. Sometimes I enjoy playing games with you, but those are usually strategic games because you're fast. And everybody else is like, then again, I'm the same way.
I got some bad news for you. There's so many people in board gaming that do that. Move slowly.
Yeah, I know, but I'm also one of the worst ones in our family, actually.
Can you give words of encouragement to get done with schooling at home since you're almost done?
I think they're telling you.
Do your homework. What was the last game you taught your friends? Do you normally teach games?
My friends? I mean, not really. I don't bring a lot of games everywhere. And it's not like they're constantly inside. So when they're inside, it's always like, okay, you want to play a game? Sure. What game? Uno! Because everybody knows how to play that.
You do play Uno with people a lot.
And almost everyone argues about the rules. Like, are you stacking? Sure. But I only mean that in the +2s and +4s. And they're thinking another thing. Like, so I have to always explain that to people. And then there's Gavin.
Everyone in the family does not have analysis paralysis, says Blake. That's not the case, actually. It's just Ruby's impatient.
What?
Analysis paralysis is people who are analyze the game so much that they are paralyzed and have a hard time making choices.
No.
Everyone moves pretty quickly.
I'm
in
just
our family.
dumb.
You're not dumb.
Yeah, I'm just like.
What player piece color do you like to play?
It actually depends on the game. Like some games, they have a lot of varies of colors. But since like most of the time it's like bright red, bright yellow, bright blue, and bright green, probably yellow. Because a lot of the time it's dark blue and I like light blue better.
All right. Do you like a series of unfortunate events?
I mean, I haven't watched it, so.
You didn't watch it?
I think I watched maybe one episode a few years ago.
All right, well, what's your favorite TV show?
When you ask me favorites, when it comes to like.
Give me like 3 or 4 favorites.
Okay, Psyche K. I really like that. I watched that like 4 times for so long. These are mainly going to be animes. To Your Eternity. I still need to catch up with that, but it's only on Crunchyroll, and me and Violet are very, 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 very stubborn. This is also no, sorry.
One Punch Man.
I mean, I like it, but it's not that amazing. I would rather watch Psyche. Okay, fine, maybe not.
But who has a better theme song?
Oh, One Punch Man.
Yes.
I barely remember the Psyche theme song.
All right. Let's get to some other things here. Okay. What type of ride do you like at an amusement park?
Roller coasters.
All right. Although it took us years to get her to ride them.
That is very true.
I
hate drop coasters, though. Those are my
What's
least
one rule
favorites.
you wish your parents would change?
These are going to be your rules, don't worry. I don't think Mommy has any that I don't mind. Probably, like, we have to be either downstairs or in the game room to play our electronics. Your couch
yeah.
is not comfy. And
I don't
I don't
care.
like constantly moving my chargers from downstairs to upstairs.
Don't care.
Okay.
Don't care. Don't want you in your room on your phone all night. Or wherever. Who's your favorite superhero?
I mean, I'm assuming they're, like, Marvel or DC stuff.
That didn't say that.
I'm still going to pick one of those. I don't know. Superheroes? I'm not really a big fan of them, honestly. I barely remember most of their names.
All right, what's your favorite vacation?
Vacation? Like we've had previously?
Yeah, any vacation we've ever gone on.
I don't remember any of them individually most of the time. Picking favorites is hard.
I always ask
Probably one of the...
I always ask, though, whenever we do anything, I was like, what's your favorite ride? What was your favorite thing we did today? What's your favorite restaurant? I like to make my kids quantify stuff.
Like, enjoyment... I don't really remember a lot recently.
So not the cruise?
The last cruise we went on was a lot of fun, but at the same time, each day was kind of repetitive. And I also ate maybe like my body weight in ice cream.
Well, that's on you.
Yeah, I know. It was the only thing we could do. Just eat.
What about when you, me, and Violet, you and Claire and me went to Universal?
I forgot about that. Yeah, sorry, I don't have any particular memories about that except when me and Violet went to the pool at like 8.
All right, fine. Who's your favorite parent? No, they're just kidding, they said.
Oh.
Sorry. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, I've tasted a lot of them. Probably lemon. That's lemon.
Really?
I love lemon. It's like my favorite flavor in everything.
All right, here's a good question. If you could combine 2 animals to make the perfect pet, what would they be?
Oh, maybe like a flying dog. No, that
Are
would
you
be
kidding?
That's too destructive. Never mind. Flying something. It would be fun to have a flying pet. Flying bunny? I don't know, that'd be cute. Like it just float.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you get going.
Okay.
Back to whatever everyone's doing. They're getting ready. We're done here. It's time to eat. All right, folks. If you already asked me a question, I'm gonna make you re-ask it. Sorry. I'm gonna see if I can move here so I'm more centered. It's gonna be a little off-centered here, but all right. So if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them, and I will do them. So back to Holly graduating, going to college in August, hopefully, and Melody and Nick had the baby. They live in Pensacola, so I'm not going to see it very often because that's a good 11 hours away. But I'll see them at Dice Tower East. Dice Tower East is only a month away, and we have a lot to do, but we'll get it done. We will get it done. Thoughts on Kenobi? I always wait till the show's done before I give my thoughts on it. Always. Unless I'm not going to finish it. So same thing with Stranger Things. I have not finished either of them. I mean, I saw the first 2 episodes of Kenobi, and I've seen the first 2 episodes of Stranger Things. So Stranger Things is quite long this year. Each episode's like 70 minutes or whatever. What do I like on my hot dog? Well, whatever. I like onions, sauerkraut. Did you finish Deceased and are reading another story now? Yeah. I did finish it. I'm starting to read the sequel to it or something where they go back to Earth. When's the next Tom, Sam, and Z's top 10? Well, Sam no longer works for the Dice Tower. So I don't think it will be for a long time, actually. So this week we have a top 10 coming, and then next week, yeah, we have several top 10s still planned. So I'm looking forward to all of them. Let's see here. If you were given a chance to direct a movie, what genre would you like to film? I just got to be honest, I don't want to. I would not want to direct a movie. So I feel bad, but I have no desire to do it. Who first got you into cooking? Well, no one. I did. I like to eat, so I think if you like to eat, you want to cook. Will you teach your kids how to cook? No, my wife has been teaching them. They all can cook. Holly helped me cook this week, when my wife was out of town. Did you see the latest X-Men United update? Yes, I did. Yes, I'm still waiting. Thank you, Dean, for saying nice things. By the way, folks, I don't answer questions almost ever about will I review something, because I try not to promise reviews. We review a ton of stuff here on the Dice Tower. I try to get to stuff as fast as I can. I review tons and tons of games. We have a lot coming out this week. So you just got to wait and see when they come out. But I don't mention it because every time I do say I'm going to review something soon, then sometimes I decide to play it some more, delay the review, then I get yelled at a lot. Like, hey, where is it? Same question about 2 animals combining for the ultimate pet. I don't know. I don't know if there is such a thing as the ultimate pet. I would not combine anything. I would just say combine 2 dogs and get a mutt, because that would be a good pet. Sorry. How do you find the background decorations for the various rooms? Sometimes we go out and hunt them down, but usually I'm out and I'll be like, there you go. That's what I want. Are there any changes you'd make to Overpower if Restoration Games was remaking it? Yeah, I think so. If I was remaking Overpower, I would revamp it. I would actually bring it back to the beginning. I would cut out almost all the extra stuff. Yes, I know the extra stuff adds a lot of strategy and stuff, but I would revamp it some. I would try to make characters who had a maximum of 6 power, strength, or whatever in any of the categories, that they'd have better special cards. It would start with intelligence, but mostly I would try to revamp the sets, because there's some really weird off-the-wall characters that they made in the sets that were just happened to be popular when the game came out. Like Landslide, for example. No one knows. Landslide's barely in the comics, but he happened to be in a comic at some point when they put him in the game. When's the next Werewolf game? I don't know. When will the Summer Spectacular be? It is the 3rd week of July. I don't have the exact dates in front of me. Did I tell you all that, like, in 2 weeks we're doing a 24-hour marathon? If I haven't, we are. I'm excited about it. We'll announce it very soon. Maybe tomorrow on Board Game Breakfast. Do I collect Funkoverse? I just did how I store Funkoverse. So it's called How I Fixed Funkoverse on the Dice Tower channel. You can see that. What made you get the PS5 over the Xbox? I don't know that I have any preference there. I just saw that the PS5 was coming out. The games for it looked a lot of fun, so I got them. Also, I probably, and this may be justified or not, I've had an innate distrust of Microsoft, well, basically since Windows 95. Or Windows 3.1, I guess. I just have always had a distrust of Microsoft. For better or for worse, it's not necessarily true, but the Xbox just hasn't grabbed me, and PlayStation for a while had some exclusives I liked, and I don't know, I just picked a system and stuck with it. Actually, I still think the PlayStation 5 is tremendously powerful, and that's really cool, but at the end of the day, I think the Switch is still the very cool system. I'm a big Nintendo guy. Is there a contest today? I don't know. I shall find out. Let's look. There is a contest today. Hey, folks, we have a contest for a $10 gift certificate from Game Nerds. This is why you watch, because you never know when the contest will show up halfway through the Q&A. Game Nerds, of course, being the fantastic online game store, and I believe they've announced July 15th they're going to be having cheap sales all day, 24 hours, so look forward to that. But if you want to get a $10 gift certificate from Game Nerds, all you need to do is email us at contest@dicetower.com, and in the subject line put the word Lily, Lily. And the question would be in there, what's your favorite flower? Mine is a tulip, actually. And my second favorite is a snapdragon. So anyway, thank you to Game Nerds for that. I hope you all win, even though it can only be one person. Have you ever watched Epitaph Erased? Nope, I don't even know what you're talking about. Do you see any of your kids study or live abroad in the future? Well, maybe in college they might do that. I don't know. I have not ever pushed towards it. Hello to my daughter. Hey, how's the baby? Bring me the baby. I want to hold the baby. Not sure if this has been asked yet. Not today, but it's asked all the time. Do you ever think about creating Dice Tower Europe? The only way I would ever do a Dice Tower Europe is if someone else ran the entire thing for me, but they would still have to run it kind of like a Dice Tower event, and I would have to have enough funds to get the whole team there, and that's a lot of money, so probably not. My favorite expansion for pitch car, no joke, is the long straightaways. Do you have any ideas for a new board game that you've had for a while but haven't been able to work out? Nah. The opening titles for the boring unboxing videos are a bit off-center. I have no idea. I don't do the editing here. You'll just email Roy at dicetower.com and tell him about that. Do you play LCGs for fun and not just for reviews? I don't really play LCGs, actually, do I? Oh, I guess if you consider Summoner Wars one, then yes. But no, I let other people handle that sort of thing. Lord of the Board says, nice to meet you at Dice Tower West. If you could recreate your channel or start a new one, what would you have changed? You know what? I know this sounds terrible. I just won't answer these questions because I don't know what I would change. I'm really happy with the way things turned out. I'm really happy with the decisions that we made, for better or for worse. Even decisions we made that were bad decisions, you know, they got me to where I'm at now. You know, I don't know if the Dice Tower would be better than it is now. Maybe it would be, but I wouldn't know which decisions. People don't realize sometimes that a bad decision sometimes can often lead to a good result in the long run. I mean, without getting too much into the details, I would not, if it had not been for a bad decision, I would not have ended up in Korea, which was fantastic. So I've always been, you know, I don't know what I would change going back because I'm pretty happy with how things turned out. Would price affect the review of a game at all? Not much. Sometimes it does. When a game is incredibly expensive or incredibly cheap, we might mention it, but usually we don't, because I don't. We say this so many times. I really need to remake the FAQ and put that into board games. I know I've been saying that for like 3 years now, but I really need to do that because this is a question we get asked all the time. We don't almost ever mention price because we don't know what you can afford. The price of games is going up all the time. It's a luxury, right? And so some people might consider $100 an expensive price for a board game. Other people might consider $30 an expensive price for a board game. We can't tell you what the value is because across the board, board games are pretty inexpensive. If you get a game and you play it to death, it's pretty cheap, even the really expensive ones. Even if you pay $250 for some big giant campaign game and then you and 3 friends play it for 100 hours, that was a really good deal. So we very rarely mention the price unless we think it's especially egregious or especially amazing, because it shouldn't affect review. And also, how would we determine that? Also, when you watch the review in 5 years, it might be cheap everywhere, and then yeah, so it just doesn't affect the review for me. Let's see here. Who made the sax riff used for number 6 in top 10s? I'm not sure. It might have been Chris Barr, who used to work for us, who played the sax. Do you like paying in installments? I really, really, really don't. I have a huge ring binder full of Marvel Overpower. I'd swap it for Ark Nova, but I'm in the UK. Well, I wouldn't swap Ark Nova with you because I only have enough copies for Dice Tower East. I'm always interested in buying Overpower from people, but I gotta be clear. I'm looking for very specific things. I'm looking for IQ Overpower and after. So if you have stuff from IQ set, Monumental set, Classic sets, X-Men set, but the original Overpower, they made gobs of it. It's everywhere. Everybody has it. You know, it's just there's a ton of it. So I'm always looking for the stuff I don't have. Read any new good books? Well, not right now. I'm rereading the Honorverse, so just having fun going through that and rereading that. Can you make a limited print run of Vicious Fishes as a pledge level on next year's Kickstarter? It's not good enough to get a limited print run. Let's see. Will the 24-hour marathon, it's actually a 30-hour marathon, have guests, or will it just be the studio people? We'll announce that as we get closer, because I don't know 100% yet, but I'm pretty close. Is the Dice Tower theme played by an orchestra, or is it just a synthesizer? Huh. I think it's a synthesizer. Hang on a second. It's not. It can't be an orchestra. Let me find it here. Where is it? Sounds like a synthesizer, but it's pretty good. That horn doesn't sound quite real. Hey, you want to hear something that someone just sent me? I really like this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. I like this a lot. If you don't like it, too bad. I like it. Anyway, I like that sort of thing a lot. Okay, let's get back to questions. Are you ever going to bring back the corner-to-corner segments again? Well, not currently. Rado's working with Ruel. But no, I'm working hard at bringing the Dice Tower more in-house if possible. So we have a great staff of people here in the studio, and so I'm trying to utilize them and talk back and forth, or even some people who aren't in studio. Also, a lot of what I'm doing now with Eric on our At the Table series. So that's kind of what we're looking at in the future. If I could swap 2 artists for 2 board games, which would you like to see? I would just take I don't have one on the top of my head, but I would take a game that I hated that had good art and mix it with a game that I liked, but the art wasn't fantastic. That's what I would do. What's my favorite Switch game? Probably Breath of the Wild. I would have a hard time, I think, picking another one. Breath of the Wild is really fun. What should you do and what shouldn't you do in a big game expo? So UK Games Expo is next week. Very jealous of all those of you going to be there. I know a few folks from the Dice Tower will be there. Clara will be there and a couple others. Wish we could be there, but we're not. But the biggest thing about going to an expo is just kind of don't be overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, then step out. Step out and take a breath before you come back in. There's a big exhibition hall. There's going to be lots of great deals, lots of games for sale. If a game's new, take your time, look at everything before you decide what you're going to buy. If you have a chance to get into gaming, that's certainly something that I think is worth doing. There might be a few events. If they're doing any shows or anything, that also will be a lot of fun to do. Let me actually see if I can pull up the UK Games Expo schedule, because I don't UK Games Expo schedule 2022. Let's see if I can find what kind of events they're going to have. Let's see. So Friday, there's a Catan qualifier, but I mean you have to like Catan. I see a lot of things. There's a mega game. If you've never done that, that's a seminar. They're just talking about mega games. I see a bunch of stuff about role-playing games. Strategy games for education. That's a seminar. I wonder who's doing that. Talk about education strategy games and look at software platforms. This is from John Foley from Chess Plus Limited. That might be good. I don't know, though. Oh, Shut and Sit Down's doing a live show. So that might be worth going to. You got to get in line for that. But Shut and Sit Down, guys, there. That's on Friday at 5. Only an hour, though. Let's see what else there is. There's a lot of... I'm just looking for the various events. So that's what's on Friday. So let's look at Saturday. Saturday is when all the cool events would be. I mean, the cooler events, I suppose. I see a lot of games that you can sign up for, too. So if you're like looking for a game to play, that's worth going to. Board Game Club and Community Roundtable. Well, that sounds interesting. Let's see. I heard the Dark Room is really good, but I've never been part of it. But everyone who's gone to it says it's good. Board game blogging. Tony Boydell will talk about his board game blogging. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks. So, from idea to crowdfunding to published. I wonder who's doing that. Hopefully it's Guy from the popular YouTube channel How to Be a Great GM. So I guess that's kind of looking at it from a role-playing thing. Shut Up, Sit Down Live. They're doing another one on Saturday. Well, you got 2 chances to see them also. Let's see what else we got here. And the more dark room stuff. So that's Saturday. And let's see. There's probably not a lot on Sunday, because Sunday it ends earlier, usually in the afternoon. Oh, there's lots of UK Starship simulators. If you've never done one of those, that's pretty fun. So there you go. That's a few things to look at for the UK Games Expo. Again, we'd love to be there. Oh, well. Are you still involved with your church with everything going on with the Dice Tower? Yes. If so, what's your favorite part of that? Do you do gaming stuff? I don't do a ton of gaming stuff. I took a few games the other night in case we needed them, and we did not. Although our church is having a picnic this coming Sunday, and I'm probably going to take pitch card of that. But for me, I'm the chairman of the deacons at my church. I'm starting a Bible fellowship class. And that for 12 weeks over the summer. Well, I guess it'll be longer than the summer if it's 12 weeks. And I cover for pastor occasionally. I help out everywhere that I'm needed to help out. And so, yeah, I really love my church. My church is First Baptist Church of Cutler Bay. If you're ever in the area, you're certainly welcome to come by. You can always email me and ask me if you need more questions about that. We'd love to have you. Top 10 TV theme songs. There's so many good ones. I would have to like sit and make a list of it. TV theme songs. There are so many. So I like the theme song for Chuck a lot. I like the theme song for Cowboy Bebop a lot. The Greatest American Hero. Sanford and Sons. I've always liked Happy Day. Hawaii Five-0. I would have to like think about it for a while before I would have to. That would have to be like a full top 10 list at some point. I kind of agree with you about cooling down in escape room games, like Unlock and Exit. What about real escape room games? Well, I never cooled down in them, and I'll tell you why, because I can't afford them. I've been wanting to go to one for a long time. I wanted to take my family to one, and it's really hard for me to justify paying $100 to $50 to $200 to take my family to an escape room that is an hour. It's way cheaper for us to go to the movies. It's way cheaper and that's double the length. It's a tough sell. And I get it. I'm not blaming escape rooms for being expensive. We just can't afford it. So I don't think I'll ever get sick of them. When you play a video game as a Holy Trinity, tank, healer, damage, what do you normally pick? I like damage. That's my favorite. Very much so. I'm currently playing Tiny Tina's Borderlands, whatever it's called. And I always like to give me something that does a lot of damage. I like being a glass cannon if necessary. It's just fun to do those massive amounts of damage. After that, I'll pay a tank. The healer, I'm the least interested in. Do I plan to reread the Mistborn books before Wax and Wayne 4 comes out in November? Yes, because honestly, it's been a long time. So when that comes out, I'll probably, right before it comes out, I'll quick read the whole Wax and Wayne series to catch up on book 4. What's the most important negative review you've given? I don't know if there's an important review. I think if one review was good for us to have given would be the negative review of Seafall. Because we were really good. We were good friends with Plaid Hat. We got an early review copy of that. We got it before everybody else, and it was not a very positive review. So that kind of helped cement the fact that we, even if we're friends with people, even if we're, we get along with people, doesn't mean we're going to give out a positive review. I don't know that it would be too much of a spoiler to say that's going to happen again this year. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. Let's see here. Who sung Tom Vasel's top 100 games of all time? That'd be Eric Herman. Eric Herman is kids music. You look him up on YouTube. Does a lot of great stuff. Who's your in-house graphic design person? We have a bunch of people doing that together for various things. The artwork is done by Tina Bongorno. She does all the dice out, and sometimes she does graphic design, but Roy does some, Chris does some, Z does some. How much do you watch other board game content on YouTube? I watch it occasionally, but there's a lot of board game content out there, so I keep myself kind of appraised of what is out there, and I watch occasional snippets of it. But honestly, I want to work hard at having stuff out there, so you just can't watch everything. Have you seen the new Shredder's Revenge beat 'em up arcade style Switch game coming out? Actually, that does look like fun. I might get that. First time going to Gen Con, flying from Montreal. Any tips for good first experience? Well, I would say, hey, come see the Dice Tower live show there. Let's see if there's tickets left. Yeah, I'm kidding. I know there's tickets left. I know it hasn't sold out. But let's see how many tickets are left. Dice Tower. Going through. Dice Tower show, 2 o'clock Friday. There are 472 tickets left. Well, that means 28 people are coming. Well, that's pretty cool. But I mean, other than that, I really recommend go through the exhibit hall, go through it once before you buy anything. Unless there's like a very specific game you want and you think they'll sell out of, which I doubt. But if you think that's the case, then go get that first. Otherwise, go through, look at everything before you buy anything, set a budget before you come, and then buy the stuff you want. Or alternatively, look ahead of time, plan exactly what you want to buy, so that when you get there, you say, I want this, I want this, I want this. But have a great time there. I mean, do that, and then go around and check out their stuff. I don't really know what Gen Con's going to feel like this year. This is the last year was the first time they ran it since COVID, and it was like a truncated Gen Con. I had a great time there, but it felt different. It was definitely smaller and less crowded. It's going to be more crowded there. So I don't know what it's going to feel like. Will we have a Gen Con anticipated games video? Maybe. Maybe. What's on your tie today? It's a bunch of different shapes from games. Like this is from Carcassonne the Castle, Stone Age, Mare Nostrum, Vikings. These are pretty old ones, actually. This tie was made like well over a decade ago. So I need to probably get a more modern version of it. Do you know if Nightmare Productions is using any IPs from Trick or Treat Studios? I believe it is not. I believe Nightmare Productions is a non-IP game. Diamond Species, in your review years ago, you said it was a game of the decade. Since then, I never see it listed or talked about. Well, for me, I cooled on it, and in fact, we mentioned this a little bit in our games. We cooled on it a bit. It was close. Diamond Species didn't make the list, but Mike mentioned it, and it would probably make my top 20. I still think it's a great game. I still think there's a lot of good things about it. I think some of that, it's even better in Diamond Species Aquatica. It's just that I don't know that I want to play a game that's that long all the time. So for me, it cooled a bit. It has not actually cooled off in the sense that I know there are people who love the game and play it at every convention. Do you think Pitch Car would get a reprint? Pitch Car is constantly in and out of print. They have to print a bunch at one time, so they wait till demand's there because it's all made out of wood. At least that's what I was told before. Oh yeah, Airwolf's a great theme song. Let's see here. Now people are just talking about a bunch of theme songs. Do you want your kids to have a lot of kids as well? Well, I want to be really clear on that. I'm glad that I have a grandson. That's fantastic. But I do not, I told my kids I'd never, when one of these parents are like, when are the grandkids coming? If they have kids, fantastic. If they don't, that is also fantastic. So I do joke all the time. I tell people, I want 50 grandkids. I had 7. Each of my kids can have 7, and then give me 1 extra for 50. But in reality, it is what it is. I'm happy with whatever God provides. So, you know, I have 1. 1 is good. Are you still in regular contact with Sam? I emailed him last week about something else, and then a couple weeks ago I talked to him. He seemed in good spirits when I talked to him last. That was like 2 weeks ago, actually, I think. Are there plans to review Brazil Imperial? I'm only mentioning this one. because I don't usually mention the games that we are thinking about reviewing. I just want to be clear on Brazil Imperial. I would like to take a look at this one, but we have not gotten it. So I don't know anything really much about it. It hasn't shown up. Of all the people who usually take part in the top 10 list, why is Z the only one whose dice character shows up in a number of animations? Because the people who made the animation for us happen to use Z's character for that one. There's nothing more to it than that. Are we getting another top 10 list with Bionic or Gen Con this year? No. This year the top 10 list will have our full staff on board. It's going to be me and Z and Mike and... Actually, I don't know exactly who's going to be in it, but it's going to be the internal Dice Tower staff. I got to be careful who's going to be in it because we actually do need someone to run it. So we'll see. Is pie on the menu today? It is not. It is not. Do you keep track of your logged plays on Board Game Geek? I don't really do that at all. I just don't really care about keeping track of my games at all. I know some people do. I'm not that interested in it at all. Are you ever up for Tiny Tina co-op? Maybe. I played it with my kids for a bit, but then it's like a split screen, and I don't find a split screen to be as fun. I don't know. I find that those games co-op, I usually just end up, there's just so much shooting and blowing up and stuff and people going in different directions. And I don't know that, I've never been a big multiplayer fan. Now, I was very helpful to the people who helped me with Elden Ring. And I still need someone to help me beat that fire giant. Elden Ring has actually slammed to a complete halt for me because to get any farther in the game, I think I've explored everything that I think I haven't seen. I'm sure there's a couple things I haven't seen. Probably a ton of things I haven't seen yet. But there's two spots that I'm kind of stuck. The fire giant's one, and the lighting the stupid lamps to get past the invisible guards who stab me when I'm not looking to get into what's her name's zone. Those two things are slowing me down. So for that I do co-op, although I feel like I'm using the person like, please come help me beat this person. Yeah, for other than that, I don't normally play video games multiplayers. Oh, someone just asked me how Elden Ring is going, and I answered it. Yeah, you know, Michael here says board game stats for the win. I just don't find that sort of thing to me. I get why people do it. You like to keep track of all the games you played, that stuff. But for me, it has a little bit of the same feeling as people who take pictures everywhere they go. And there's some interesting concepts. This is like a lifestyle. And I wonder if like psychologists have talked about this because I always think about this. So if I go to an event, everyone brings their cameras and things, they take pictures. And I try to take some pictures because when you take pictures, later on you can look at those pictures and remember that event. I have lots of pictures. I'm like, I remember that. That's fantastic. I remember that. But I find that taking pictures takes you out of just experiencing it. And so many vacations, I don't want to take pictures. I just want to be there. And I don't want to be constantly carrying the camera around and lugging this and taking that. And I get that people do that, but you're often taking those pictures for someone else. When you take pictures of a vacation or an event, you're taking those pictures for other people, even if those other people are future you. And I get that. Future you is fine because future you will be glad that past you took those pictures. But for me, past me or current me sometimes just wants to live in the moment. And so taking the pictures and everything kind of pulls you out of that. And that's why, like, when I go to a convention, I like to, that we no longer, we used to go around and take videos all the time. I don't, because I just want to be there. I want to look at everything. It's an interesting thing, and I wonder, because I also find that people taking pictures all over the place can often distract from my enjoyment. I'm sitting there looking at, I'm at a wonder of the world looking at all around me. There's flashing and stuff. You're at a show that kids are doing and people are taking pictures. You're like, all right, that's all well and good, but I just want to enjoy it right here, right now. I want to listen to the music. I want to see the concert. I want to watch the parade. I want to be somewhere. And so it's an interesting dynamic, because I'm not saying people taking pictures are wrong. Because again, in the future, you're glad they did, or you're glad you did. So I think I'm coming down on a mix of it. Sometimes I take pictures, like my daughter. There was a graduation thing at church yesterday. So I took a bunch of pictures at the very beginning, and then I pulled back because I just wanted to be there and enjoy it with her and with my family. Well, I'm getting too serious. I got to go do some grilling. So, thanks so much for everybody for watching today. I appreciate it. Remember, treat me with respect. I'm a grandfather now. Get my cane and hobble out of here. But anyhow, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Until next time, though, I'm Tom Vasel. Have a wonderful day. We'll be back with Board Game Breakfast and more Sniper Elite live play and more tomorrow. We'll see you then.